You know, sometimes you tune into a game thinking you have a pretty good handle on what's coming, and then, wow. Rajasthan Royals versus Gujarat Titans was definitely one of those
Oh,
matches.
oh, absolutely. I mean, going in, Rajasthan were, well, they were struggling, weren't they?
Totally. 3 losses straight, couldn't buy a win at their main home ground. It felt like they were in a real hole.
Exactly. And then you had Gujarat Titans just humming along, 6 wins from 8, looking good for that top spot.
Yeah, the script seemed pretty much written,
Yeah.
but nope, not even close.
That's cricket for you,
Ah.
always ready to surprise. And what a surprise it was, mainly thanks to one incredibly young player.
Ah, yes, let's get straight to it. Vaibhav Suryavanshi, 14. Just 14 years old.
It's almost hard to believe, isn't it?
He walks out there and just like tears up the record books. Fastest IPL century by an Indian, second fastest ever.
And the youngest T20 Centurion ever. Full stop.
I mean, that's not just an IPL thing.
Yeah.
That's history right there, cricket history.
A truly landmark innings. To do that at that age against a bowling attack like Gujarat's, well, it says a lot about his talent, obviously, but also his nerve.
Incredible composure. And look at the final scores. Gujarat get a very decent 209 for 4. You think, okay, competitive total.
Yeah, definitely something to bowl at. You'd back your bowlers to defend that most days.
But Rajasthan, 212 for 2 in just 15.5 overs. An 8-wicket win with, what, 25 balls left?
Just unbelievable. That's not just winning, that's dismantling the opposition. A real statement.
Completely took the wind out of Gujarat's sails, didn't it? But yeah, the heart of that chase, no question, was Suryavanshi. Let's really get into that innings.
Okay, so first ball he faces in the IPL. His first ball, what does he do?
Hits it for 6. I mean, come on, the audacity.
It just told you everything, didn't it? No nerves, no settling in period, just bang. Pure confidence.
And Vikram Rathore, the RR batting coach, basically said this is what he's like in training. Not scared to face anyone, even Jofra Archer, apparently.
That innate fearlessness, you can't really coach that, can you? It's just there.
Yeah.
Part of his makeup.
It was interesting, though, they didn't send him to the press conference afterwards, despite the huge score. Rathore went instead.
Sensible move, I think. He's only 14. Let him enjoy the cricket. Shield him a bit from that intense media glare for now.
Yeah, probably wise. Let Rathore handle the perspective. But back to the batting, that first ball 6 set the tone, but then getting off the mark properly.
With that massive 90-meter 6 off Mohammad Siraj.
Exactly. Siraj is, a top international bowler. To just launch him like that.
Oh.
Wow.
It put Gujarat straight onto the back foot. He wasn't looking to nudge it around. He was attacking from the word go. Dictating terms.
And hitting over the infield even when they had men back. That showed such self-belief, didn't it?
Remarkable game awareness and just backing his own ability to clear the field.
What also struck me was apparently even when he wasn't perfectly middling it, the ball was still racing away, edges going for 4.
Yeah, there was definitely an element of fortune. You sometimes get that when you're playing so aggressively, but it's not just luck, is it?
No, you make your own luck sometimes.
The sheer power and intent behind the shots. Probably forced errors, put fielders under pressure, even mishits had so much energy.
That Ishant Sharma over, though, 28 runs, that just felt pivotal.
Oh, absolutely. A couple of edges flew away, fine.
Yep.
But then that flick for 6, just so nonchalant against a hugely experienced bowler.
And it wasn't just Ishant. Washington Sundar went for runs, Prasidh Krishna, Kareem Janat, they all took some punishment.
It was relentless. Once Suryavanshi and Jaiswal got going, the bowlers seemed to lose their way a bit. Their plans just sort of evaporated.
Even Sachin Tendulkar chipped in with his analysis, didn't he? Talking about the fearlessness, the bat speed, picking the length early.
Yes, all those technical points.
Yeah.
Rathore's explanation was maybe a bit simpler, just a great downswing.
Uh-huh. 2 legends, slightly different takes, but both clearly impressed.
Which you would be. And interestingly, the RR coaching staff, they weren't totally shocked by the talent itself.
Right. Rathore said they'd seen this potential brewing for about 4 months in training.
So they knew he had it in him. The surprise, I guess, was him translating it so spectacularly onto the biggest stage, first real chance, against that attack.
It really says something about their scouting and coaching to spot that and nurture it.
Definitely. And for Suryavanshi himself to replicate that practice form under intense pressure, phenomenal.
And Rathore kept coming back to the age, just 14. He made that incredible point about Ishant Sharma.
Oh yeah, that Ishant started playing for India almost 4 years before Suryavanshi was even born.
Puts it in perspective, doesn't it? Just staggering.
It really does. Dominating bowlers who were established stars before you existed. It's hard to process.
Oh.
Shows how special this kid might be.
But Rothor was also careful, wasn't he? Using words like exceptional, spectacular, but also saying he's just starting out, managing expectations.
Very sensible. Celebrate the achievement, absolutely, it was historic. But give him room to grow. Consistency is the next big challenge.
Okay, let's dive into some of these records properly because they are just mind-boggling. Fastest IPL ton by an Indian, 35 balls, beats Yusuf Pathan's 37 from 2010.
And only Chris Gale has ever gone faster in the IPL, with that crazy 30-ball 100. So he's in elite company already.
Then the world record, youngest T20 centurion ever. 14 years, 32 days, not just IPL, any recorded T20 cricket. Beats Vijay Zol's old record.
And the youngest in any professional limited overs cricket, too. That's the one that really stands out for me. History, right there.
He also broke the record for the youngest 50 for the Royals, taking it from his own captain, Ryan Parag.
And the fastest maiden IPL 50 by an uncapped Indian 17 balls. Quicker than Jaiswal managed for his first one.
Just rewriting everything on debut, pretty much. And the sixes, 11 of them, tied Murali Vijay for the most by an Indian in an IPL innings.
That just shows the sheer power. It wasn't just clever batting, it was brutal hitting, too.
And fastest maiden IPL 100 by an Indian in terms of innings, played just his third innings.
Incredible adaptation to the level. Just walked in and looked like he belonged.
Here's a crazy stat. 93% of his runs came from boundaries. 94 runs out of 101. Highest percentage ever in an IPL century.
That is astonishing. Just shows how aggressive he was, constantly looking for the boundary. Poor Kareem Janat on the other side of that.
Yeah, conceding the most expensive first over ever in the IPL 30 runs. Ouch.
Not the record you want your name next to.
And for the team, RR got their best ever power play 87 for 0, their highest partnership ever for any wicket, that 166 with Jaiswal.
That partnership just broke the back of the chase, didn't it? Took the game completely away from Gujarat.
And the win itself, biggest margin in terms of balls remaining for any successful 200-plus chase in IPL history, 25 balls left.
Plus, their second best run rate in a winning 200-plus chase. Just complete dominance statistically as well.
So let's look at Gujarat's bowling then, because they've actually been pretty good with the short ball this season, haven't they?
Yeah, very effective. Their seamers were leading the wicket charts, bowling short. Best economy rate, too. Prasidh Krishna is especially good with those hard lengths.
But it just didn't work here. Siraj, Ishant, they bowled quite a lot of short or back of the length stuff early on.
And Suryavanshi and Jaiswal just ate it up. They seemed ready for it, countered it really well, either pulling or using the pace.
Even Washington Sundar tried going short and got punished. It felt like they stuck to plan A a bit too stubbornly, maybe?
Perhaps. What was surprising was how few full deliveries the Quicks bowled, especially early on against those two.
Exactly. They scored, 123 off 48 balls against pace, had a strike rate over 250, and hardly any full balls bowled to them.
It felt like they were just feeding that back foot strength. The one really good Yorker they bowled got Suryavanshi out, but...
Way too late by then. The game was gone. It did feel a bit like that Punjab Kings game earlier, where maybe they overdid the short stuff.
Yeah, it raises that question about adaptability. You need your main plan, sure, but you also need to react when it's clearly not working. Maybe trying some death bowling variations earlier might have asked different questions, especially given RR's recent chasing wobbles.
So the impact then, for Rajasthan, this must be huge, right? After those losses, Shane Bond basically writing them off.
Oh, massive. A huge confidence booster. To win like that, chasing a big score so easily, could really galvanize them, keeps those playoff hopes flickering.
And for Gujarat, look, it's only their third loss in 9. They're still sitting pretty comfortably for the playoffs.
True. They're in a good spot overall. Shubman Gill having to go off with that back spasm in the second innings wasn't ideal. Might have disrupted things slightly on the field, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. But still, they're well placed. We heard from Parag afterwards saying RR wanted to finish chases quicker, and they certainly delivered.
Jaiswal was full of praise for Suryavanshi, too, emphasizing batsmen needing to finish the job.
And Gill himself admitted RR just blew them away in the power play and that GT could have bowled better. Fair assessment, really.
It seemed like honest reflections from both camps.
Yeah.
RR executed their plan perfectly. GT didn't adapt theirs well enough on the day.
And that image, that final image for me, was Rahul Dravid, the RR head coach, getting out of his wheelchair to applaud the century.
That says it all, doesn't it? Dravid, one of the all-time greats, recognizing that moment, the sheer quality and significance of it. Just a powerful visual.
So, yeah, looking back, Suryavanshi's innings, it was way more than just the records, wasn't it? It felt like a real glimpse of maybe what's next, this kind of fearless young talent.
Absolutely. Prodigious is the word that comes to mind. Announcing himself on the world stage in just about the most dramatic way possible. It's genuinely exciting for the future of the game.
Which leads us to something for you, the listener, to mull over. What does an innings like this actually mean? For all the young kids playing cricket, dreaming of the IPL.
Yeah, are we going to see more players, even younger players, coming in with this kind of fearless, ultra-aggressive approach right from the start?
And how do bowling attacks even begin to counter that? If a 14-year-old can dismantle an experienced international attack like that, well, what does it suggest about how the game itself is evolving? Something to think about.